Remember where you come from. Remember where you've been. Remember what you want. Good day, everybody. This is Caroley, and you are listening to Life as Caroley. Well, like most of you know, we are in the middle of the worst pandemic we've ever faced. Well, I've ever faced, and we are probably just lost. Some of us are lost. Some of us are probably okay. Some of us have had the disease. Some of us have not had it. I'm not saying I've had it. I don't want it. So we've seen a lot of things happening. We've seen a lot of ups and downs, a lot of losses. Actually, like there's been a lot of losses. I've seen a lot of people lose a lot of things, and it has been very difficult to actually witness. And at times we look at ourselves and we focus only on ourselves, but we forget that there are other people in our lives that we have to check up on, that we have to say hi on, because when this whole distancing thing, this whole don't visit your friends, don't visit your family things come into effect, we tend to disconnect from everything and everyone, and we're like, yay, we're in quarantine, awesome. But after 4 months of doing this, we need to remember actually how it was, so that we can be able to map a way forward. I know you're probably like, oh no, I don't want to remember my life before 2020. Guess what? It was so nice. So I wanted to talk about remembrance, the importance of remembering and not forgetting, because forgetfulness is very dangerous. Believe you me? It is very dangerous. Forgetting is very dangerous, because a forgetful person is ungrateful, and we know that usually an ungrateful person does not have a testimony. An ungrateful person does not always have kindness and stuff like that. Like, being grateful is kind of like a part of kindness. So as a kind person, being grateful is important. Therefore, being able to remember is important. Yes, it is important to forgive and forget. Fine. But don't forget vital things that can propel you forward. So remembrance is a very important thing, because it helps you move forward. For example, this whole pandemic situation has been very bad. Like I said before, it has been very stressful on most people. It has been very stressful on a lot of us. But remembering who you actually are, remembering that you still have goals, that this year is still going on, that life is still happening. Life does not stop because some airborne disease exists. Life still goes on, because that is the human spirit. That is how we were made. We were made to last. We were made to endure. We were made to persevere. We were made to push forward. So you need to remember that. You need to remember every battle that you have fought to get where you are. You need to remember every victory, no matter how small it is, that made you get where you are right now. I know it is probably very difficult to look at things positively, but guess what? For you to keep your sanity in these trying times, you need to remember. So I just wanted to say that, because there was a time, I'm just gonna share this little experience that I've had previously, where I had to tap into my memory bank, where I had to tap into remembering certain instances where God saved me, certain instances where God provided, certain instances where I got out of life and death situations, and those have kept me going. They have really made me recover my sanity, because I was on the brink of madness, like I was depressed. So remembrance is important for continuity. Remembrance is so important. Yes, it is important to remember, but also it is also important to kind of put the bad things on the back burner and only refer to them when you need to like a reminder of what to stay away from. For example, if you know that this person is bad news, fine, you have to now remember this person actually is bad news. Cool, but don't always dwell on the past. Remembrance is not about dwelling on the past, it's about remembering and applying and moving on. So don't dwell there, just remember and apply the wisdom from that experience, from that lesson that you had in the past, and move on. It's that simple. So yeah, that was me, Caroley, with an episode on remembrance. And I hope you and yours are doing well in this season, and you are holding on to the promises, because remembrance is key remembrance is key, because his promises, they are yes and they are amen, and his word is life to all flesh, and it is medicine and healing to those that seek it, to their flesh. So if you can only remember what was spoken before about you, about your life, what you have professed with your own mouth, the positive things that you've professed with your own mouth, remember those, recall those, bring them back into remembrance, and stand for what you know is on the inside of you, because you have not been given a spirit of timidity or fear, but of love, of a sound mind, and of power. And guess what? He sent his word and healed their diseases. So in this season, in this chaotic time, remember that word and stick to it. Keep that decree. And with that said, leave your comments and subscribe and share. And I love you. Shalom.